Hey, I'm back again, but this time we're going to dive into the latest major order, discuss why we didn't succeed with the most recent one, and also talk about a new buff confirmed by the community manager and much more. If you find the video informative, don't forget to show your support by clicking the thumbs up button below the video. It appears that we have indeed failed to meet the recent major order for Helldivers 2. The last time I brought this up, someone in the comments suggested that the issue was not with us, but rather with Sony blocking regions. Or, if you guys do not know anything about this, it's probably due to the accidental ban wave, because Sony had banned pretty much a good portion of the player base because some of them have actually unlinked their PlayStation accounts. Yeah, sounds crazy. However, the other reason could potentially be that a significant chunk of players were fighting Terminids. I'm not kidding. The last time I checked, there was about 20,000 players fighting bugs, while there was about 40,000 or more fighting the automatons. Alright, with that to the side, we're now going to check out the new major order notice here, because it does say that, we have failed it, of course. And it says, despite the best efforts of the Helldivers to decommission as many automatons as possible, our scrap recollection efforts ultimately fell short. Now, industrious laborers eager to do their part find themselves without materials to forge into tools of liberty, and therefore without purpose or pay. Construction of the MD-17 anti-tank mines will be once again delayed. Eventually, these weapons will reach the hands of Helldivers and the bodies of our enemies, but not today. Well, that does suck. Honestly, it does, because this right here was something I was looking forward to the most, was the anti-tank mines, because I saw it, I was like, cool, we finally are able to grab it once more. Nope. No, we're not. So yeah, it does suck, but anyways, let's continue on and take a look at the new briefing. It says right here at the top, the automatons have invaded large swathes of our territories. The TCS has failed, and the Meridian super colony spews ever larger quantities of Terminids across the galaxy. Liberty is under greater threat than ever before. In response to this situation, the government of Super Earth had officially declared war on all agents of tyranny. All actions thus far have merely been special military operations. The galactic war on tyranny will not end until liberty is safe forever. Once again, mobilization across all sectors of the industry and economy has begun. Billions of able-bodied citizens from across the Federation have already volunteered for conscription. To train these eager new conscripts, construction of a massive new training facilities have begun on a small number of lightly populated planets. They will be capable of processing tens of millions of citizens at once through the rigorous 72 hours of SEAF basic training course. The Helldivers must hold the planets until construction of these facilities can be completed. Wouldn't it be nice if this new constructed facility was a way for us to test out some weapons in the future? Wouldn't that be great? I don't know. Maybe it's not for that. Maybe I'm just getting way too hyped up. I really would like to see some sort of public test server eventually, or some of you may call it a public test realm or whatnot. With this being said, let me know your exact thoughts on the major order that we just failed. What are your thoughts on it? Or better yet, what do you think about the newest major order and this new briefing here? Let me know down below in the comments section. We're now going to discuss some more news on the patrol spawn and the tenderizer. The community manager was able to answer a question and sort of give us a hint as to what we can expect regarding the new patrol spawns. If you're not too sure what I'm referring to, I recommend watching the previous video. Anyways, this Discord member from the official Helldivers 2 Discord tagged Twinbeard and said, "At Twinbeard, keep those spawn rates for a difficulty 10. And the community manager replied with, "Think we might have some things in store for the elite players who just coast through everything as well. Alas, my lips are sealed." So we can expect something special in the next update, at least for us who enjoy those higher difficulties, But next, we have a member here who pinged the community managers and posted this right here. At community managers, dear developers, thank you for your work. I ask you to pay attention to the Plast tenderizer in the trailer. It does more damage than now. Twinbeard replied with, "Yep, I recall correctly, it's in the patch notes that it'll be addressed, but isn't yet." And last but not least, for the patrol spawn, this question right here was asked towards Twinbeard, and this user says, "Is the patrol spawn rate changed to do with the reverting back to non-linear 1/6 as before, or are you going back to 1/6 but keeping it linear?" The community manager replied with, "I could dig that up from the devs, but not now. Revert to as they were before, but possibly with some minor tweaks is what we're going for." The biggest change I cannot wait for, at least for me, it's a big change, is the tenderizer. I was not happy with it. I was definitely not stoked when the war bond was released, and then hey, I'm using it, and it just felt like for me personally that I was just running through so much ammo. Now, the SMG, on the other hand, is a bit different, and I do take back some of my words on it because, in all honesty, it's not bad. It's a lot better than the other SMG because you do have those concussive rounds. Now, partially, I do feel like most of my judgment has to do with the whole patrol spawn issues because I was not having a blast with the weapons when you have to, fight off so many different enemies that are just spawning in constantly. It's crazy. But even though it is crazy, there is some good news because when it comes down to the next patch, there is going to be several fixes, especially the patrol spawn is going to be reverted, as you guys know. And there's also the other good news here with the whole difficulty. The community manager said essentially that us players who I guess are elite and, we kind of just plow through these planets, they are essentially going to give us some sort of extra difficulty, which I absolutely love. Just give us that extra nudge. But do not do it in a way that it's like the patrol spawn where we just have a ton of enemies to fight through and then what do you know, another few spawn in. So yeah, for me, I do not want that, but let me know what you think about that information down below in the comment section. Next, what we have here is a question about the buffs and all this. This was actually a question about 2 days ago. I should have covered this, but this user basically asked about the player base, talks about the balance, and this is what Twinbeard had to say in response. We should absolutely strive for as many weapons as possible having distinct feeling and personality. Couldn't agree more. Hopefully we can make improvements in terms of balance, etc. to keep more players satisfied. This right here I absolutely agree with because when it comes down to using some of these weapons right now, I don't feel any sort of connection. I know that sounds weird saying that, but what I mean by that is when I choose a weapon, I'm not inclined to feel like, oh, I absolutely have to use that, or hey, I really want to use this. Instead, it's like, well, what do I use? And that's my honest opinion about it. Next, if you would like to know more about the test servers, the developers are definitely interested in this. And this is what Twinbeard had to say to this fella that asked about the test servers in Helldivers 2. And Twinbeard responds with, hey there, yes there are. Can't say for sure there will be or at what stage we're in regarding setting up STH up. But alternatives similar to that are being discussed. Yes, thanks for the input. It's a hint that they are most likely going to do some sort of public test server, and I'm interested in this. We've been talking about this for some time on the channel, but I do want to bring this information up just to give you guys more clarification that, yes, they are looking into doing this, and it's going to be possible just at some point, really. So with everything that we have went over in today's video, what are your thoughts about the major order? What are your thoughts about the bug fixes and all the things that they are planning on doing to the game here soon? When it comes down to the, the patrol spawns, the new tenderizer buff and all that, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Alrighty then, we're now going to talk about the top 3 comments from the previous video. If you guys would like to be featured in the next one, comment down below. This first user says, we're given an MO to kill 2 billion bots, but at the same time, they also put in emission modifiers that really suck the fun out of the game. 25% stratagem cooldown, 50% stratagem deployment time, -1 stratagem slot. Why am I not surprised that Helldivers are choosing to fight bugs over bots this week? On top of that, bots tend to spawn in smaller numbers than bugs, and automatons outposts are harder to take out. Structures like detectors, gunship factories, and stratagem jammers require more coordination to destroy than bug holes. The second comment here is by K-Bar, and this person says, biggest reason we failed the major order is because a good chunk of players refuse to play bots. And last but not least, we have this user who says, I think another reason for failing the major order is the fact that around 30 to 50 of the player base was playing bug missions during the bot major order. With that being said, thank you guys for the support. If you'd like to be featured in the next video, comment down below. See you all in the next one.